And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to our second broadcast of the day. Welcome back to the WardiTV Monday number 32, your weekly dose of WardiTV action. I'm Coach Osai VIP, with you and joined by these amazing players, by the people in the chat, and by my plushies as well. Welcome, one and all. Exclamation mark, be in the chat to have a look at the bracket yourselves. Again, this is a weekly open tournament, and we're here featuring our first two players in the round of 32. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of ley lines, we have our South Korean Terran player, the Red Terran. It is Bunny for Team Falcons. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the Taiwanese Zerg player, the Blue Zerg, representing outside Esports. It is Rex. Oh, and I will review the logos mode after this. Okay, of course, earlier this morning we were of course covering the Secreto Brasileiro de SC2, the Brazilian StarCraft 2 circuit. It was amazing, it was beautiful, a lot of really fun matches were had, some crazy upsets as well, so I do recommend checking out the VODs of the Brazilian StarCraft that we've been covering over the past couple of days and the upcoming future months as well. Meanwhile, I also noticed a couple of frame drops in game. I will be most likely turning on my VPN after this series, depending on how bad it does get. Otherwise, welcome. And you know what time it is? It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets as predictions are underway. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series, on who you think will advance on into the next round. Let's go. Let us go. I see in the chat, is there more than one match happening at the same time? If you tune into weekly regular tournaments like the Korean StarCraft League, like Sparkling Tuna Cup, like WardiTV Monday, like Pegastorm Monday, really most, if not all of these tournaments do actually have all the matches happening at the same time. We do not cast everything, as there are there are so many matches happening at once. there are so many players competing at the same time. So yes, we have the entirety of the round of 32 all happening concurrently here. As is always the case when it comes to these open tournaments. That is maybe a little bit different when it comes to the invitationals. When it comes to smaller brackets, then potentially everything will be casted, but when it comes to these larger open brackets, that is not the case, as we are settling in. So far, so good. And again, I do apologize for some in-game frame drops. I will be rectifying that coming into game number 2. Otherwise, we're settling in. Jumping in, we do have a very short opener. It is going to be a Rex Expand here out of Bunny, going for the factory, going for, I would imagine, a CC before Starport, so standard economic build out of Bunny. Meanwhile, across the map, we do have Rex just going Hatch Gas Pool, droning on up, and is going to be contained on 2 bases. He's unable to expand and get a 3rd base yet, so a bit of a rougher start here for Rex. He's contained, he's delayed, he's going to be forced to drone up on 2 bases, that much harder here, and he will eventually expand. By the time he does, he most likely will have to double expand or try to recover in another way. So far, there we go, does zone away the Reaper. Drone is likewise en route as well, as Bunny is being as annoying as possible. Now Hatchery is being taken. There we go, is now on the way. Behind this, Bunny, I assumed was going for a 3rd CC. The answer is no. No 3rd commander here out of Bunny. Instead, we do have a faster Starport on the way. So Bunny is going for a 1-1-1. A very aggressive build here by Bunny. This can turn into a Hellbat push as well. For now, we're going into an abundance of Hellions and Banshees. So really heavy Hellion Banshee production here out of Bunny, delaying his CC and hitting that much harder, that much faster with his Hellion Banshee. Oh boy. So this is going to be a bit of a tougher hold here for Rex, especially considering his late 3rd. On top of that, it isn't just that the late 3rd base means his economy is going to be delayed, his production is also delayed, his Queen production specifically is also delayed as well. So Rex, he is going to have a bit of a tougher defense than usual because of the late expansion, as he's limited to only making 2 Queens at a time. And Queens early on, I mean, they're the bread and butter here of early game defense for Zerg. As Hellions, they rotate. Rotated. Looking for a way in. They don't quite get past the Queens. They poke in, they poke out. Likewise, Hellions, they do back off. They do escape. Back at home, we are banking on more Hellions. Now we have a 3rd CC on the way, but again, it's a late 3rd expansion. We have fixated and prioritized Banshee and Hellion production instead. The first Banshees are moving out. The Hellions, they clean up the Lings. They likewise move out as well. And we'll see if Rex can prepare in time. So far, he has 5, soon to be 7 Queens. 7 Queens here to defend. That should be a decent amount here. Meanwhile, Bunny will have the opportunity to potentially dive into a mineral line. It's going to be on Rex to try to keep up with the movement of both the Banshees and the Hellions. We'll see if he can. We'll see if he can. Here we go. Banshee on the right hand side, making his way towards the mineral line. Likewise, Hellions into that mineral line as well. To rest up one drone. Rest up some workers. Likewise, oh, the spore's not done. Yeah, the spore is not done. Banshee wreaking havoc, mentioned before, but again, these are earlier Banshees and spores that just weren't ready. 4 drones already going to be going down. Good damage. Good damage by Bunny. He's not done. Heading into the main. Going for the queen. Does go for the queen and a couple more shots, but last there is a transfuse. Queen survives. Queen does survive. Meanwhile, we have more Hellions just filing in towards the south side. Rotate back over, heading towards the right, going for the mineral line. There are some Lings in position, and so far Rexy's holding well. He's keeping up his zoning. Hellions, they look for another opening. Oh, they're going for the third. And Lings are amassing, and Rexy should hold on here. And it should hold. The Banshee just going ham. the entire time Banshee's getting free damage on the queens, but last will not kill them. The queens, they survive, they do transfuse, and Rex holds. Whew, Rexy does hold on. Looking at the trades here, it was at 6 drones and 10 Lings for 1 Hellion. This is still a better trade for Bunny, but he was looking for more damage. Remember, this is decent trades here for Bunny, but his third base was late. His third base is later than usual, so he had to do ideally even more damage here to justify how late the expansion is. Now, thankfully, Bunny doesn't lose anything. He does preserve his Banshees, it preserves most of the Hellions as well, so he can actually use this for a later push for a 7-minute timing. What I'm referring to here is the 1-1. Like, the 1-1 timing for the Terran player is going to hit quite hard, and he's going to have all these Hellions to support to morph into Hellbats. Armory is not yet done, so for now it's just going to be a Hellion support for the Terran. Does rotate, does push towards the northern base. Bunny's on the way. The goal here is to try to force a cancel. Armory just now began. Tank does siege. Again, there's no creep. Likewise, diving on the queens. Queens are exposed. He gets 1. Takes out 1 queen, gonna get a second, getting a 3rd queen as well. 3 queen kills, and we force a cancel. Massive pick off. And this is the win condition here for Bunny. If he can deny the 4th base time and time again, then Rexy just cannot keep up. That's Bunny. He doesn't rotate. He keeps on pushing in. He's going for the 3rd. This is a little bit greedy here from Bunny. The armory is not done. Elling Bane does roll in, gets us around, takes out the tank, and Bunny has to get the hell out of here. He did overextend. He does hold nicely here behind the mineral line, but he has no pushing power towards the bases. Not anymore. So Bunny has to back up. Does have to retreat. We do have reinforcements on the way. Again, they're rotating towards the new 4th base. And again, the goal here for Bunny should be to deny the 4th time and time again. There's no active tumors here. There's 1 tumor. There's barely any creep. Balians, they get spotted. As Bunny's making his way over. Likewise, Bunny's going to get surrounded. Bailey's rolling in. Decent catch here as a couple of Marines do escape. At the same time, Bunny sieging up here towards the 4th base. And Rex out of position. The expansion is going to go down. Massive pick off. Yeah, the 4th base going down time and time again. Again, that's all that Bunny needs to accomplish here, is just deny the 4th. Don't like this, Pappy. Don't like this. Oof. So the main rolls on in, takes down the tank. Bunny could be falling back. Yo, meanwhile, big shout to Luis in the chat. Baby God. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Luis. Thank you so much for the raid. Hope you had a great stream. Hope you had a great ladder session. Hope you had a great time. And welcome. Bienvenidos. Welcome one and all to the WardiTV Monday. I do recognize, of course, that we do have some drop frames. I did mention this earlier. This will be fixed here for game number 2. Do not worry. For now, we're still in the first game. Still in the first game here of the broadcast. And Bunny is popping off. He's popping off. He's catching queen after queen, knocking down base after base. Rex, he is hurting. He is being outscaled. You can see here the disparity in supply. This is because of the 4th base. The 4th base is going down time and time again. Banshees, they catch reinforcing drones. Catch transferring drones even. It's going to be getting 12, 13 workers going down. Did I say 13? Oh! 14, 15. Someone stop these Banshees. As they wreak havoc here, 14 worker kills. Likewise, Bunny does push towards the right hand side. Oh no! Bailey's roll in. Bunny, he does react in time. He does pull away. Still committing in. Widow mines are set. Banlings, they just kind of engage. They just kind of engage, not into this. The fourth base, once again, it is rebuilt, but it's going to be knocked down for a third time. There's no saving this fourth. Not like this. We do have an intended run by, getting 5 SCV kills and softening up some of these SCVs so he gets a decent damage. But at the same time, Bunny doesn't care. He's still moving in. He's going for a split push. And Rex is down 80 supply. Again, he just could never get his fourth base up and running. As a result, just down in economy, down in production. And speaking of not being able to keep up the fourth base, it's going to go down for a third time. Once again, the fourth base is going to fall. We just cannot maintain it. We cannot keep it up. Rex going for one Hail Mary play. The mines! Oh no! Mine's just going to be going off. And GG gets called. Bunny, he will take a lead in the series. He will take game number 1. Whew. GG. GG, well played. As I do very quickly set up our VPN. Don't you worry. Likewise, just getting rid of the initial logos mod. Beautiful. Okay, we're good. Alright, good to go. But yeah, GG, well played. Bunny does take a lead in the series, and we'll see if Rex can bounce back. Again, a lot of the initial game came down to the aggression of Bunny and the momentum that he did have, specifically referring to the initial delayed third base, the initial Hellion Banshee aggression. If you recall, we spoke about how that he kept the Queen Cat low. Even though the initial Queens did defend against the early Hellion Banshee aggression, they did spend a lot of transfuse, like a lot of effort and work was put into surviving and holding there. That did mean that there was that much less to defend against the follow-up, which did knock down the fourth base. It hit around 7 minutes. That was the follow-up. Once the first fourth base went down, that was the snowball just snowballing out of control, I should say. The ball got rolling, and alas, Rexy could not stop it. But here we go. We're now getting into game number 2, and spawning in the right-hand corner of Frostsign, we have the South Korean Terran player, the Red Terran, leading the series 1-0. It is Bunny. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the Taiwanese Zerg player, the blue Zerg representing Offside Esports. It is Rex. Here we go. Beautiful. Those experience stuttering? No, it's just the routing to the Korean server. As you can see, now it's silky smooth. Like there's no stuttering, there's no frame drops. For those that are maybe unaware, I mean, there's nothing to talk about right now. So for those that are maybe unaware, routing to the Korean server is unfortunately sometimes like inefficient. Sometimes I don't know the reasoning why, but just by default, I believe it happens to the Europeans as well, where it just takes a bit of a longer path. Because of that, like the connection is a little bit more unstable and the ping is higher than it otherwise should be. So by default, like it can just look worse than it really is. If you're not using a VPN. For those that are curious, what's the answer? Just use a VPN. So I just turned on my VPN and now it's just like, now there's no frame drops. It's just silky smooth. Everything is looking as it should. It's just the Korean server, unfortunately. But I believe it only happens during peak hours. Like whenever I cast KSL, for example, KSL is earlier in the morning. It's fine. Like the Korean server is like this by default. But once we get into like more peak gaming hours, then yeah, less so. For whatever reason. But now that we're settling in. Now that we are going to be settling in, we do have additional openers. Once again, we do have a hatch gas pool out of Rex, standard opener out of our Taiwanese Zerg player. Likewise, Bunny back at home going for his own racks into his factory. Now, I would assume that this is going to be a 3cc build, especially on Frostline, which is a larger map compared to ley lines. But Bunny might go for another aggressive start here. He might go for another faster starport. We'll keep an eye on Bunny. Makes sense, VPN reroutes traffic to directly where you want it instead of going through some other random destinations. Yeah, for sure. For sure. It's annoying that that's the solution that we have to... It's annoying that we have to basically use like a third-party solution to an issue when it comes to casting and observing on the Korean server. But, I mean, you know, it works, so that's what it is. Oh, my God. as this time the third base is not going to be delayed for too much longer, so a faster third base out of Rex this time. I say faster third. If you recall, last game he was denied his third base for so long. Now he can take it at a more reasonable time. Meanwhile, across the map, we do have a third TC from Bunny, but not just a third TC. Do you see what I see? That is a second rack. So this is a 3CC 211. Is this a paid VPN service? Yes. But yes, we do have a 3CC211. So this is going to be an earlier stim timing. Earlier stim timing here from Bunny is going to be earlier stim and delayed starport. Basically, the way that this build works here is that we hit a stim timing with 16 Marines and 2 medevacs. This does hit quite hard. The downside of this build that Bunny's going for is the Hellions. It's only 4 Hellions. So this does mean that Rex is going to have an easier time spreading creep. To spread creep, to keep up with these Hellions, to drone up, to even cut link production. Rex, if he recognizes what's going on and he's going in for the scout, and I believe the scout is denied, but if he recognizes the Hellion count is going to be a little bit lower, then he can be greedier to compensate for that and to try to take advantage of the lack of Hellions. The real strength of this build hits later as the Overlord does go down, so Rex's scout is denied. And you can see we're getting ready for those medevacs. Here comes the reactor on the factory into add-on swap into medevac production. Back at home, Rex is making safety lings. Again, he doesn't really need these safety. Oh, 14 lings on the way. These could have otherwise been drones. These could have been workers here. Rex, basically what this looks like is he's getting ready for a 2-1-1. He's getting ready for a 2-1-1, which does hit earlier. We know it's not a 2-1-1, it's a 3CC 2-1-1, which hits later. So these lings could have been workers here. This is unfortunately more of an inefficient response by Rex, and this is going to benefit Bunny as a result, as his droning is, as Rex's droning is delayed. So delayed droning here out of Rex. Meanwhile, Hellions moving out, and we will soon hit at around 5:30 with the Bio Army. And it's usually at 5:30, that's the timing that you want to be ready for. Again, I don't blame Rex, because the Overlord got sniped, he just doesn't know what's going on. Like, he saw the earlier Marine production, so it does look like he just assumed it was a 2-1-1. And here we go. Medevacs are now moving out. Now, the plus side here is that Rex, he does now have enough lings to survive this and to defend against this. The downside is, again, his economy did suffer as a result. Just now taking his gases, getting into 1-1. Here come these 16 Marines. They have Hellion support as well, and the goal here is to pick off some Queens, pick off some Overlords, deny creep, and potentially deny the 4th base. Army gets spotted. Lings have to respond. I don't know if there's enough here. Yeah, it's gonna be a kill. That's gonna be a cancel. Brutal pick off already, and the ball it started rolling. We spoke about this last game, how the big win condition for Bunny was deny the 4th base time and time again. He's already done it once already this game. Now going for the Queens. Lings are trying to engage. Hellions, they hit a support. That's a kill, not a cancel. Oh no, and before this can really get going, it's looking dire for Rex. This stim timing has been brutal. Rex has been unable to save his 4th base. 1 Queen already went down. Lings are trying to poke in, but the Hellion volleys are brutal here. And Marines, they can hold their own. They shut down the Lings. They're going for the Queens. They're barely going to be forced back. Never mind, Bunny, he wants more. He keeps going, gets another Queen, gets 1. Oh my god. He wants another. Going for the Overlords. The Overlords are rallying in as well. Disastrous here for Rex. Losing another 3 Overlords. And Rex, he will eventually hold on. He will eventually force this back. But looking at the trades here, 45 Lings, killed a hatchery, cancelled another hatchery, 5 Overlords, 1 Overseer, 2 Queens, for what? For 6 Marines. For a handful of Marines and a handful of Hellions. The efficiency here is insane. Again, a very strong sim timing here from Bunny. As you mentioned, Rex, he unfortunately misread the opener. He misread the build. As a result, he wasn't quite as ready for it. Likewise, he did miss the move out. And Bunny, he's snowballing out of control as he gets another Overlord. At the same time, Rex, he's getting a little bit desperate. He goes for one big Hail Mary run by. Does get some SCVs. He does try to track Bunny. Bunny still being active, clearing up as much creep as possible. As long as they catch out a couple of reinforcements. Not bad. Getting a couple of Marines. These are nice trades here for Rex. They are nice. Likewise, Rex, he does re-expand towards the subside, which is where Bunny's headed. Like, again, the win condition for Bunny is deny the 4th. Deny the 4th base over and over again to make sure that Rex can never keep up supply-wise. Can never keep up production-wise with the Terran. Lings, they poke in. Bunny, he's set up back at home. Armory is done. Hellbats have morphed. Hellbat has morphed. There's only one Hellion survived the early game. Remember, it was only 4 Hellions, and 3 of them did go down earlier. So it's 1 Hellbat. Bunny, he's set up. Ling Runway does get into the mineral line. Not bad, getting a couple of SCVs. And Rex, he counterfight the army. So the 4th base goes down for a second time. Rex is all in, going for one big counterattack, headed for the mineral line. Oh, boys, they do pull away in time. Quick reaction here by Bunny. He pulls away. He denies the run by. Rex trying to catch whatever he can, but last I just cannot engage. And this is Rex's army. This is all he has left here. Gets into the mineral line, trying to catch some SCVs. Bailings, they don't connect. Oh, the Lings though. We got 5 workers. And this is going to be the final army of Rex. He's all in. He's all in with this. That's being cleaned up. Still maintains a semblance of a Bailing army. As Rex, he just now reestablishes the 4th base towards the south side. Oh, the Bailings! They'll split! Oh, yeah, Bailings off a creep like this, they should never connect. That's being shut down. Oh, never mind. Oh, catching Bunny off guard. Okay. Does catch him off guard. Meanwhile, drop on the right hand side. Oh, kill the expansion. Not again, Pappy, not again. Doom drop into the main base, and Rexy has been pulled apart. Upgrades are exposed. And Bunny, he is snowballing out of control. Again, very decisive play here, both game 1 and game 2. Very sharp play, I should say, from Bunny. Very crisp with his timings, with his builds. And just everything going his way. As Rex is making his final stand. Takes down 3 of the tanks. And does take down as many Marines as he can. But there's just too much. There's just too many. GG gets called. Bunny, he will overwhelm. He will take the series 2-0. And Bunny will advance on to the round of 16. GG. GG, well played. Again, very strong, very sharp timings there from Bunny. As we mentioned, when it came to the very first move out at 5:30, when it came to the first stim timing, that kind of set the pace of the game. That kind of set the tone for the game as well. For those that forget, for those that don't quite remember, it was a 3cc 2-on-1, did hit at 5:30, and with that timing, he was able to, I should say, Bunny was able to kill the 4th. He cancelled it first, and then he killed the 4th base. He got 2 queens, he got like 20 lings, like he got insane damage with that first push. And from there, snowballed out of control. GG. GG, well played. He was able to gain momentum and he never let go of it. With that, Bunny does advance on, and we'll see if we can catch up with Bunny in the next round. Exclamation mark B in the chat to have a look at the back yourselves. Let us switch our scenes over and catch up on the bracket. Do we have any updates? Do we have anything to go over? We do. As we quickly message some players and make sure we don't get left behind.